right. GM fellas, GM everybody. At this point now, we are live. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Twitter Spaces. 4 places. It's a lot of. We're trying to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? And we are going to get this video thing squared away so that we can get other people in. I got to do that. That's my goal today, is to get the audio routing squared away so that when people want to pop up and be on video, they can. And it doesn't create a infinite loop of echoes like we had the other day when Chris popped on. But I tell you what, guys, we're gonna change the content game here, and I'm looking forward to it. That's kind of like a little bit, about the title today. The Web3 Global Domination, the takeover starts today. Just yesterday, this is some hot alpha, guys. But we nailed down the 4 founders of our company. So our team of 4 founders, and then now our goal is to go out, secure some funding, and then build the rest of the team to really step things up and take things to the next level, and using all the community support to make sure that the people that are here, everybody wants to be here, and like one thing I'm going to do today, I think towards the tail end of the space when we got a lot more people. One of the ideas that I had yesterday was, really using the community to start building some of that content engagement, right? So probably going to ask everybody to shoot me, like a 15, 20-second video, something about what Web3 means to them. Short answer, basically send it in, and then we're going to chop that up and start creating a whole bunch of content to start delivering that message, like what we've been talking about, positivity coming out of the Web3, and why the voice from the people that are actually here, that want to be here. We get to decide, I think, the narrative versus letting, whether it's centralized entities or the mainstream media, which they don't know shit about what we're doing. We can't let them control the narrative. So that's the plan. That is the frickin' plan to get started. But I'm super bullish on the team that I'm building, and then from there, it's just gonna be so cool. So if anybody's interested, I know Turbo, I still have to have a conversation with you. I definitely want you a part of what we're doing, and anyone else, just make sure you hit me in the DMs up. Hit me up in the DMs, I think is actually how that would be said. Anyway, GM, if you guys want to come up, make sure that you just ask to be a speaker, and I'll bring you up, and we can control the conversation, and just have a good time today. It is Thursday, December 15th. Let's go through just a couple things really quick here. If you've not already, guys, I did launch a new YouTube channel. You can find it just by going to jchains.live, and make sure you're subscribed there. That would be greatly appreciated. And then new website is jchains.me. You feel free to sign up for the newsletter, and then that gets you all the links to whatever you need. And then let's look at some crypto prices really quick while we wait for people to load on up here as the speakers. Things are looking a little down today. You're looking about average 3% and more for some of the actual coins. You got Bitcoin down 3%, ETH down 5%. BNB down 3.6%. So Doji down 4.7%. So we're seeing some negative action today. Things were looking pretty good over the last 2 days. If we pop on over to the ETH chart, we did have two solid days, and then right now we are looking at a red candle, but it is also have a green dot on it. So things could turn around. I'm not here to be the negative Nancy about the market. I just report what I see. Let's see, Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Mutants are down to 13.8 ETH floor price. So I have a feeling that we're going to keep seeing some negative action here right now. Again, going back to the chart, man, we got that. We're building up, but it's kind of like a cliffhanger. So I do think that we'll probably see a little drop. Hopefully, not too much lower than like 1150, 1175, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, Turbo, Anton. We got some other people in the crowd today. Thank you, GM. Thank you for being here. Turbo, what's going on, dude?
Yo, GM family, what's going on? Always looking forward to linking up in the morning with J Change, hear what's going on, sharing some amazing conversations. So just happy to be here, fam.
Love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Anton, how are you today, sir?
I'm very fine. Hello to everybody, GM. And I'm very happy to be here in that space, since I'm very enthusiastic about Web3 as well. Honestly, regarding the price appreciation now in the bear market, I actually don't really care about it, because I think I'm here for the long run. Many people are here for the long run, so I don't really care if tomorrow it's like 10K, 20K, 30K, because there's so much more potential for our future.
Oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, we'll say it, you know, and on every space, you know, especially if it comes up, if we're talking about the markets, they are cyclical, right? What goes down goes up. That's how a wheel rolls. That's how a market moves. But yeah, but when in doubt, zoom out. I mean, there's so many of these like cliche sayings that we can use, and I hope at some point they stick into some people. But yeah, man, when in doubt, zoom out. Look at the chart, like. Yeah, it's been going down since November of last year. That means that we're like 13 months in negative action, in downward action. At some point, that is going to reverse, probably towards the tail end of next year or early 2024. You know, in line with the Bitcoin cycle, which I think we looked at it the other day, is like April or May, something like that. So, you know, I would expect things to start cooking, you know, towards the tail end. You know, again, I like to say we got 12 months, guys. Like you got 12 months to stack as many chips as you can. Because that's really when we're going to start, you know, seeing some more positive action. And at that point, the DCA gets a little bit tougher. So I would do as much as you can over the next 12 months. So that's just that's my take. Obviously, you know, we saw that the markets definitely took a they took a, you know, a hit. We took a beating with this FTX thing. You know, who knows what the contagions still gonna be like. I don't know, you know, with what the regulation talks now are, you know, with these you're seeing these Senate, or, you know, these hearings that, you know, Kevin O'Leary clearly that's a $15 million spokesman. How in the world is he allowed to testify on their behalf? Like that seems like some kind of a conflict of interest. Does anybody have any input on that?
Oh, I really hate that how much attention that guy gets, and how little people point out that he's actually completely bought. And there's so many people in US power positions right now that have been completely bought, and you can see it how respectful they actually treat Sam, and how respectless they treat other people in the crypto industry, where you directly see, okay, there's something wrong. Like they are not family, they are probably just purely bought. And what really suffers in my heart is that other people in the mainstream media that are not so deep into the space like we might be, they might not see it. Like if you purely see it, you see, oh, there's this Sam guy, and people talk with him respectfully, and they talk shit about Binance, and then people might start believing it.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's going to believe the mainstream media anymore, and you know, for them to take such a powder puff approach to what he's doing, and what he says, you know, like you said, clearly bought and paid for. But that's what I think, you know, the whole uprising, and what you see with a lot of, you know, the larger accounts here on crypto Twitter. You know, a lot of people get our news. A lot of people get news on social media. And so, you know, I don't really know too many people that are sitting around watching, you know, Senate hearings or, you know, these kind of testimonies, but you watch the clips on social media, and then you see the reactions, and you see kind of, you know, the comment section explode. And so I would hope that, you know, if as people start to do a little bit more research and understand that, hey, the mainstream media is lying to you. And if you don't realize that, like, you need to realize that. But that's, I think, one of the beauties of social media. And you know, it's that community. It's kind of along the lines of the, you know, the whole idea of Web3. You know, it's the community approach to it. If enough people stand up and say, no, this is not right, you know, hopefully we can make enough noise, and change the narrative of this whole thing. Because listen, Sam's not innocent at all. He's like the criminal mastermind. Is there other people involved in it? Probably 100%. I don't specifically know, but like, listen, like, don't let the media control this narrative that, like, you know, he didn't know what he was doing. He's just some guy, some video gamer. That's not right.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that, you know, Sam doesn't even look worried. Like, he doesn't even look scared. He's just like,
He's a
what
made
you know,
man. He's a made
what
man.
y'all
He
mean?
doesn't need to be worried.
Yeah, man. You know, that's the problem, you know, with you know, the centralized you know, community wanting to get involved and all that stuff, man. You know, it's the news. I mean, I feel like the whole thing was really to scare people from wanting to get in for adoption. You know what I mean? When we talk about transition of wealth, you know what I'm saying? If you can scare the people from getting in, you know, and to give time for these big conglomerates to go ahead and, you know, suck up all the, you know, all the revenue that they can and then allow people in, is I think it was all kind of an inside job.
Oh, dude, there is no way that that it wasn't, right? Like, it's no different, right? There's always these cycles. There's always some stupid FUD campaign that, you know, causes some bullshit in the markets, right? Like, it's all orchestrated, in my opinion. I'm right there with you. I at this point believe that everything is 100% manipulated by the what is it, like 4 families basically own the entire country, right? Like, or 4 companies, whatever it is. And so, you know, with that being said, I would believe that there is so much manipulation going on at the highest level that, you know, whatever it is, I get, we just, once you know that, and I think half the battle is understanding that, to be honest with you, Turbo. And I think once you know that, then you realize it's just a game, and you play the game, right? You have to play the game at that point. You can't just sit around and say, woe is me, like shit's not fair. Like, all right, if you know that it's a game, game on, let's play it.
Yeah, there was an organization, and I'm gonna mess up the name of this. Let me see if I can get it right. It is the Cyber Consumer Protection Agency, which is getting started right now. And I actually was like, you know, thinking about reaching out to them and just saying like, yo, you know, like I want to be involved. Like, I want to find out what y'all are talking about. How can I be a part of this? Like, even just to hear what you guys are talking about. You know, we want to do the right thing. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go through certain things as long as they're reasonable to ensure, you know, the integrity of the entire space, you know. But if it's predatory you know, laws that are coming out, you know what I'm saying, or they're looking back at what we've been doing, you know, in the Web3 and then make actions illegal, I think that that's really what is going to be a problem in the space.
There's no doubt in my mind that the innovation will be. They're trying to stifle the innovation. At least our lawmakers are. And so, you know, that's the whole beauty though of decentralization, is you can't stop it. And so as long as we stop building shit at centralized and give, well, now you say that, right? And thankfully I was on a call the other day with a company that is building like a truly decentralized, it's like its own network and social media and browser, wallet, all that shit. Like, it literally is could probably take over, because like at the end of the day, like, you know, if we get down to the conversation of centralization versus decentralization, like there is no true decentralization right now. And with that, I mean, that's I forgot my point where I was going. Damn, it's one of those mornings. I haven't had enough coffee yet.
Well, you know, I mean, even to be truly decentralized, we all have to centrally agree that we don't agree.
What do you mean by that? I like it. I like what
Like,
you said, but what do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So to truly be decentralized, right? Like, we all have to agree that we're decentralized. That we have to have a level of all on the same playing field, where we all say like, well, we're all decentralized. So we have to agree collectively that we're decentralized.
Okay, Anton, what do you
Or
think about
maybe
that?
not. Or maybe not. Maybe, you know, maybe it's just, maybe I made it up or it's true.
No, I mean, I think, hey, like there's nothing wrong with any kind of perspective and how you think about it. My mind's just not there. I just, you know, but I do understand, like, you know, for us to truly be decentralized, it's like, you know, what's that expression? It's like, to be the fish, you must be the fish, or whatever. To catch the fish, you got to be the fish, or whatever one of those expressions are. So I do understand what you're saying. Like, you know, for true decentralization to work, like we have to live that, right? We have to. That's the kind of like protocols that we have to implement into whatever we're doing. So, you know, if it is crypto, like you're truly on decentralized exchanges, like you not your keys, not your cheese, like you're not trusting a platform, and even with some juicy ass APY, like you just can't do it. Like, that's not decentralization. I know they call it DeFi, but it's not DeFi when it's on a centralized platform.
I think for us to really be decentralized, we will have to accept other opinions as well. You know, like there's so many different protocols that go different ways and have different philosophies. And I see in the crypto space a lot of people that try to bash other projects that maybe don't have the same philosophies as they have, and we're working against each other. It's not really helping. So I feel like the crypto space, they have to come closer together and work as a unit and accept other people's opinion or other projects' way of doing things. If you are not agreeing with what they're doing, just do your own project. That's actually bring the decentralization forward, instead of like what you see with like Kevin O'Leary right now, where he's like shooting against Binance just to like it's like a smoke grenade, you know.
Well, they're
like
they're trying to
to
blame
look
China.
at it.
That's how they're trying to change the narrative, is that it's China's fault, and that's insane. They built a house of cards. They did it unto himself. Yeah, did CZ and Binance expose what the corruption and the fraud that they were doing? Yeah, absolutely. Did that cause the collapse? 100%. But is that anything to do with Binance's fault? Not at all. Not even remotely close. And one thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think CZ in no way brought FTX down, but rather he recognized that the moment is there that FTX is already falling, and he was just basically leaning against the falling wall. I mean, CZ with Binance was one of the biggest investors of all. So he basically lost one of the most amounts of money in the whole FTX fall. Like he lost way more than anybody else outside of FTX themselves, because they had, I think it was, I don't know the numbers actually, but a huge number of of FTT tokens were in the hands of Binance. And before he actually dumped them on the market, he pointed it out. So I think he actually has done us a favor, because FTX would have fallen no matter what. Like the money of the customers was already gambled away, and it was already given out to a lot of politicians. So it was not backed at all, and anything could have brought it down, even just maybe 2 more months doing nothing. But that CZ brought it down right now, actually sped up the process, which might be helpful for us, because this unstable environment is not healthy at all for crypto.
Oh, not I mean, not at all. And I, I even tweeted something yesterday to that same effect. And so I am right there with you, Anton. To go back to something that Web3 Caesar had said, it kind of, and this is something that I have been mentioning a lot. And you were talking about kind of how, you've got all these like crypto communities that are very tribal, very protective of, their projects and all that stuff. And what I see the big difference, and this is for me, is when I noticed all of like this massive shift in all of it, was at the Bitcoin 2022 conference, where I realized now that Bitcoin is an industry, and the movement aspect of it has shifted over to like the NFT scene, right? And so like, the NFT community with that kind of embodiment and spirit is more of a collaborative nature. I mean, you go into these spaces, you see mega spaces, all of these projects are in a space together, they're talking, having like great conversations, think, great group think, all these things are happening. But what's going on in the crypto world? You got people in these tribal toxic communities that hate people on other blockchains, another part of the project, whatever. Maybe that's the problem, is that the crypto people are just way too tribal. They're way too emotional and married to their bags, and need to like make that shift over back to this, the spirit of what Web3 or the spirit of what, crypto and blockchain is. And that's, that's financial freedom. That shouldn't cause you more stress and more pain. And I get that people are down. But again, it's just a market. Like, that'll change. Like, you should be building right now instead of being pissed off. And that's what I did for this cycle. And you guys know that, is that I shifted pretty much all of my crypto into NFTs. And so instead of being pissed off that the markets are down, I just open up my portfolio and look, I'm happy. I'm looking at my pictures that I bought, and I bought them because I liked them.
Yeah, I think the thing too with the NFTs is that where it really gives you an advantage, man, is that the community has so much opportunity to control, like how well, PFP does, like when the community really takes, hold and creates their own, their own things from these NFT projects. That's when we really see the value of those projects going up.
I mean, 1,000%, man. Like, it's all about the community, and I love that. And that's a great perspective, Turbo, because, like, there is no, if you're a token holder in a crypto community, yeah, you're right. You can't do anything. Like, you can talk pretty much in your own echo chamber, and that's it. You can be in your Discord, you can be on your Telegram, you can, put out a tweet or like a tweet that the project puts out, but literally there's nothing that you can do like you can do with Web3 in the NFT ecosystem. And you're right. It is just so much more interactive. And I think people, because you kind of feel like you have that control, it changes your whole mindset, I think.
I completely agree. And if we want to be most decentralized, we should always proceed in a direction where basically everybody is building their own project and we collaborate and partner with each other to give us more power in some sort of overall unity, but still stay kind of independent. I hope it's clear what I'm like the direction I'm going.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we need to get ourselves towards a decentralized mindset. That is what is going to take all of this, and I think that's part of the narrative that we need to preach too, right? Like, and we talked about this yesterday, and that's again, the global takeover talks about like our global campaign of awareness into who Web3 actually is. It's like if you ask anybody, and at panels, I've seen some really high level people, their answer is it's the next it's the next evolution of the internet. Shut the fuck up. It's a lot more than that. Like, you could be a little bit more eloquent about what Web3 is, like, if you really wanted to, and maybe it would help onboard more people, because just saying it's the next iteration of the internet is stupid. And that's my opinion, right? You can say things like, it's the chance for the community to come together and build something that the community needs, and the community being society. Like, we get a chance to build these things. Like you said, like, we as a community can do this. There are so many opportunities for anybody to get in here, get involved, build a project, build a team, build a community, and change the world. I mean, they're like, Turbo, I know you're part of a social impact group. I know that there are mental health awareness groups. There are so many opportunities for people in literally any walk of life to get involved and to make an actual difference, where in the Web2 world, it's just not that easy, right? I mean, you have like such an addressable audience of people who are willing to listen. You can get into a space with a couple hundred people, and you might grow your community by 5 people in 1 hour, and you do that every day, and now all of a sudden, a couple days later, you got a group of 1,000 people, and that's your community. It's amazing.
Yes, Web3 is actually the first time in human history that levels the playing field, that everybody has the same chance. Before that, we always had oligarchs, big corporations, everybody that, like the traditional system, I mean, you and I, we didn't have the same chances there. We grew up in a poor neighborhood maybe, or in a middle-class family. We can't go to those places that those people go. But now with Web3, we have the chance. I just saw like a space a few days ago where like just normal people like you and me were talking to Elon Musk. When was that possible in like the human history? It was never possible before.
Never.
Now is the first time.
Yeah, and that's and again, that's the one of the things that I preach is that what the beauty of Web3 and what it provides you is access and community, right? And access, kind of, you get access to a community, and I understand that, but the access is like just what you said. Where in the world can you go and actually ask Elon Musk a question, or CZ from Binance? Like you don't get to do this. Like the CEO of Coca-Cola isn't chatting with his community. The Netflix team isn't in hanging out chatting with anybody in a town hall or an AMA session. Like, that doesn't happen. That happens here in Web3. It's that access. That is one of the most important things about everything that we do, is that literally, you know, like, and even to me, and listen, I'm not any at that level of anybody, but you know, even for me as someone, and this is, we talk about this too, is that as a traditional YouTuber, like, to me, that's, I don't want to say it's dead, but because people still go there for a lot of educational stuff. But to me, for like, you know, what we do in this industry, like, it has to change. Like, why do you think that, like, it's right to just come up here and preach to people? Why is, you know, you guys here, everybody on stage, anybody in the community, all you got to do is come up and I'll let you speak. You can say whatever you want. You know, if you act like an asshole, I'll boot you out real quick. But like, you literally can say whatever you want and be a part of the conversation. Whereas on other platforms, you don't get that opportunity. The access that Web3 is providing, and specifically here on Twitter, you know, I think it's such a game changer, and it's amazing. And I'm so bullish on where we're going here, especially now with Elon at the helm. You know, he wanted to add, you know, something very similar to like what Vine was here on Twitter, and said that he wants to pay creators more here than what YouTube does. Like, that's music to my ears, because like, as someone who just made a massive career shift and pivot into what I was doing, this is where my community is. You know, I'm rebuilding on YouTube, but I'll tell you what, going from a 50,000 subscriber channel to a 200 subscriber channel is tough. You know, but it's a build market, so I don't care. I'm not going to let it affect me. But I tell you, like, you know, it's tough. But knowing that if I throw up a space and I get some people in here, like, this is my community. This is where my people are, and I am so bullish on Web3 here on Twitter. This is it, man. This is where we're going to change the world. We're going to do it right here. We're going to find, we're going to get a voice on every platform, but we're going to bring everybody back here, and this is where we're going to change the world. And we are going to do it as a community. It's not me. It's not you. It's us.
I agree 100%, man. I bet a lot on Twitter as well. I just quit my TikTok. I have a really big TikTok channel. And I quit that because I see the opportunity on Twitter. I see the vision of Elon Musk and in Web3 in general. Well, now I'm here. Yep. And you see, like, just what you said, it's possible for everyone to come up here and talk to you guys and express their own opinions. And I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I have, like, I don't know, 40 subscribers, 50 subscribers, but I'm still here talking to you guys. It's an amazing thing.
We're all the same. And that is Web3. We are literally all the same. And I'm also bullish on the metaverse for that reason too, right? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. It doesn't matter how you sound or what you look like. You're there and you contribute and people are part of it. And that's it, right? That's the beauty of Web3, is it's your contribution. It's not anything else. There should be no, you know, there's no gender, there's no race, there's no question about any of that. It's just, what are you doing to make this a better place? Come on in, come hang out, come chat, come be a part of it. Yeah, I'm so bullish, man. I'm so bullish on where we're going. And again, like, you know, I was talking earlier in space, we're building this team, we're building this vision. And I'm so excited, you know, that anybody here that is, you know, still in this space, and not this particular space, but here in Web3, still building, learning, growing, like, you haven't capitulated yet, don't do it now, because this you will be rewarded for sticking through this bullshit. You will.
Now, you know,
I 100% agree on that. It's right now in this beer market situation, the whole game has shifted completely. I think we might even need this beer market right now, because in the bull market there was so much noise. Everybody's promoting everything, and everybody's just like, oh, I bought this, you have to buy it too. And now a lot of people have actually completely quit the Web3 space, and I think only the real enthusiasts are staying. So everybody who's right now here in this space, I think for each and everybody here active right now, in the next bull market, we will have 10 more people at least in spaces like this. But that's why it's important now to already build up more in the foundation, get educated, get up our level of professionalism and skill sets, and then we will be ready for the next bull run.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to say, like, you know, you were talking about this, and I was thinking in my head, you know what this is like? This is like your house. Web3, blockchain, crypto, this is your house, right? And if you don't clean your house, that shit's going to get dirty and stinky. Well, sometimes you got to clean your house. And this is right now we're cleaning the house. And it sucks and it is painful for some people. And it'll all get figured out as long as people don't capitulate. As long as you don't sell, you don't lose. I know that some people lost money that got tied up in centralized exchanges, and you feel bad for them. That they'll rebuild. I've been crushed a couple times in my crypto career, but I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here. I'm still building. I'm still doing my thing. And so you got to clean the house every now and then. Again, or else you get the little dust bunnies under the bed. You get the little collection of dog fur in the corner, and we just got to clean that stuff up. And that's what's happening. And again, when you do that, and then when you got a clean house, you bring some people over and you have a nice party. And that's the next bull run, is we're gonna have a nice big party.
Yeah, to finally be time for that party, for sure. You know what I mean? It's all about whenever people came in, you know what I mean? For those who were part of the bull, you know what I'm saying? They got to live through a great time, you know what I'm saying? We got a small little taste of what the future is going to be like. You know, once everything really starts to pop off and, you know, takes hold, you know, that's how it's going to be regularly. You know, for me, you know, I really believe that, you know, people just have to understand that there's no competition right now. Like, or ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're building a world that is infinite, you know what I'm saying? So it's just finding your people, you know, like you were talking about, you know, having 15K followers versus 200. But if you have 200 active community members who are, you know, taking action, dude, that's way more valuable than having, you know, tons and tons of numbers of people that aren't doing anything but watching you.
100%. 100%. And most of the time it's you know, the number of subscribers you get versus the actual views or, you know, any kind of interaction, it's not the same at all. And so again, you know, to me, it's still like YouTube it's a Web2 platform. There's no Web3 integration. I don't see how it even works in that regard. And so yeah, it is what it is. And so again, this is where it's at. And again, being able to chat and be up here with the community, hearing what everybody's perspective is. And again, if you've got one follower or a million followers, it doesn't matter. We're all the same. And and this is a special place. And there are some dope ass people in this room. What's up, Glazed? I see you just popped in.
Hey, yeah, what's up? Sorry, I'm at work and I'm listening in. I'm like, wait, I gotta say something. You know, the whole thing about capitulating, I did what you did. I let everything go and I started buying NFTs. I started seeing that sometimes the value of the NFTs holds more than tokens. So I did what you did. And since buying NFTs, I've noticed that a lot of a lot of the projects mint price has, compared to what its value is now, it's like a third. And I was noticing on that right now, what I'm doing is looking for those nice NFTs that unfortunately people are trying to liquidate so they can stay with fiat. But it's a really good opportunity right now to look around and really shop around. And this is the time to learn about the NFTs. It gives you more time to research and stuff because the prices are so low. And another thing, you were on the other Twitter space yesterday. You were talking about leverage trading.
Mhm.
Man, I'm with you with that. I stopped doing it because I got to the point where I'm jumping into fucking trades. I'm sorry. Can we cuss?
Oh yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, for sure.
okay. So I was jumping into trades and I had my good days. And then this last time around, I had a bad fucking day, and I'm just like, hell no, I'm done with this shit. I'm not doing it anymore. So I got the taste of what you were talking about yesterday. But you know what? It's a lot more fun to have money to buy NFTs. So it has its up, you know. But I just want to jump, yeah, and I want to get more into that because I came in late 2020. So I got the taste of that little like up run and stuff, and I got the taste of this, you know, the bear market now, which I don't know who just said this right now, but we got a taste of it, so we know what's to come, and we just gotta stick it out, and we gotta do this stuff and stay together and give each other the info that we need and keep each other safe and watch for the rugs and watch for the bad tokens. So like we're gonna make it, guys. So I really feel that we're all doing what we need to do now, sticking together. I see a lot of NFT projects in the Discord. Man, they just stick together and they really help each other out. So as long as we keep doing that, I think we'll be good for the next 2-3 years. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's all about also the positive outlook. And I think, that's one of the main focuses that, any of the content that me personally, that I put out, anybody that I collaborate with, it's all about the positive message, especially as we get through, this next year. It's going to be a sideways chop year. There's probably going to be a bunch of volatility. As long as people don't get themselves wrecked, you'll see yourself on the other side of it. Again, I think it's going to be 12 months. I think the tail end of next year. So you literally got about a year to do everything you can to stack as much as you can. You ride that up, in the next cycle, and then rinse, and then you sell it at the top. And hey, you're never probably going to time the top out, but there's a couple lessons that I've learned through my time now, and I'll share with you guys that you probably heard me saying before. But there's two things that you can do to sure bet that when you're excited about the money that you have in your account, you close it out, and then you just wait it out until the next cycle. And so one is, if you take a screenshot of your portfolio, because you log in, you're like, holy shit. And you take that screenshot because you want to share it with somebody. At that moment, sell everything you got, put it in stables, and just wait for the markets to do their thing. And then, your second cycle is when you're done. So there's that. Or, the other thing is, you buy when people are fearful and you sell when they're greedy, right? Right now, people are fearful. Right now, people are scared. So this is when you buy. You buy now, and then you sell when people are greedy. And then at that point, you can't lose. Literally, those two strategies, you can't lose.
What I always do is I think of runway. How much money do you need to live? Like your current lifestyle right now. Let's say you spend 5,000 a month. That's 60K a year. So if you have a 5-year one way, or 10 years, let's do 10 years. It's 600K. If you have a 600K portfolio, it's gonna change your fucking life.
Yeah, you don't have to work. You don't have to work for the next 10 years if you didn't want to.
Yes. And so many people don't realize it. And I have to say, I was the same in the last bull run. I was my portfolio was all-time high, and it could have changed my life completely. But it was just numbers on the display, But if you do the math, your individual math, then you will know when you can cash out. If you see there's 5 or 10 years of one way where you don't have to work, where you can focus on your own shit, where you can do whatever you want, then it's the time to take profit. And that's individually for every person, but that's my advice for you guys.
I actually love that. I've never thought about it in that way, but that is just such a fantastic way to think about it. Is just look for your runway, man. How much time do you want to build what you want to build so that you can do what it is that you want to do? And that is, bro, that's a game changer right there. Figure out how big of a runway you need. That's all you need to do. And then fly that plane, baby. Gas up the jet. We hitting it. What's up, Mama Bear?
That's the biggest problem. Most people, when they get to that point, they have a 5K a month that they spend now, and then they get to their one way for 10 years, and suddenly they up the spending, and they spend 25K a month, and bam, all the way is gone. I would suggest you wait. You get your one way for 10 years, then what you said, you wait for the next bear market. Then you invest again, and then suddenly your one way is not 10 years anymore; it's 200 years, and then you can start spending a little bit more.
Yes, I mean, and at that point, once you kind of have that sudden wealth, obviously you need to go to counseling to make sure that you manage it well. But you make other investments, and at that point, you're really trying to make your money work for you. You live off interest. You make the right investments. You don't. You literally, that's all you do. And then you leverage that, you use other people's money. That's how wealthy people stay wealthy and they keep generating wealth, is that, they leverage what they have, but use other people's money. And so there's all sorts of spaces that we can put on in the future to do all that stuff. Cause I know some people that are very well versed in that. And that is how wealthy people stay wealthy. And guarantee you, if you stick it out and you do the market right over the course of the next bunch of years, you'll be wanting to take those lessons. We all will. We are all going to take those lessons.
Good morning. I have to
GM.
say, you got me a little bit of a traumatic flashback with this whole runway thing, because last year I was all in on the rebasing tokens, and we had these incredible runways where they were paying out this in exorbitant fees in what are they called?
Like
The
APY.
profits. Yeah, dude, like 150,000 APY. You're like, what the heck? How can you do that kind of a percentage? And I was like, well, yeah, take my money, right? Um, yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the kind of runway you're talking about. But yeah, it's crazy. The other suggestion I was gonna say is, um, I happen to be married to a man that has a real career. So I just play with my crypto money. I'm hoping to get to the point that my crypto money can, take care of itself, and then I can retire him. That's what I want to get to. So I'm learning what I can about crypto and how crypto works and how to take profits, because I think that's the number one issue, right? Um, we've hit an all-time high, so let's ride it. It'll go higher, and that's the underlying thing that newbies look at. Is Christy knows, we've talked about this multiple times. It hit an all-time high. It's gonna stay here. It'll go higher. And so you wait, and then tomorrow it like drops by 25 or 30%. You're like, oh, that's okay. We'll rebuild and get back to the next place. And I'm having to learn to not be not greedy, but stupid, right? That's the biggest thing to say.
Yeah, well, I think that's the combination of both, right? Like, because I was that same way, and I was going to do that with of my VeChain bag this last cycle. I was talking with some buddies, and I said, when that shit hits 25 cents, I'm literally going to sell it and then wait for it to dip. I'll play that whole game with VeChain, and like, no shit, like 2 days later, it was at 25 cents, and I was just like, oh fuck, this thing's gonna run. I'm not selling it right now, and like immediately dropped down. It's probably at like 2 cents or something right now. Like, like. You stick to your guts and you figure it out. But I'm glad that I never sold my VeChain. I would have been sad to sell my bag. But you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you too. And I'm not going to tell everybody what I sold it for, but had a position in an NFT project, and I got in really low, and it had a nice little bump last night. It hit its all-time high. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to be smart. I have been in crypto long enough now, just over 2 years, which is not that long really, but I've been in 2 years, and I got to be smarter. I can't be all tied up emotional, like, oh, this was like a big deal to me, and oh, this is real money, and oh, and I was like, you know what? I can't do that. I'm gonna have to be smart. Take the money, hold on to it, and figure out what to do. And my favorite thing that Christy said was, I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to bet on me, and I'm going to take the money, and I'm going to put it in my hand, and then I'm going to do something with it. And I was like, you know what? I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be slightly smarter than I was than I was last year, and I'm going to purpose that this is an investment. This is not an emotional ooh flex. Look at what I have. This is an investment. I've made money on it. I made good money. It was over 10x, right, Chris? At least. Um, and I'm still blown away that I was. It's crazy. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, ridiculous.
That's awesome. What's up, Chris?
That was cool. What's up? Hey, I'm enjoying every day. Like I see the Twitter live. It's pushing out here. It's pushing out to YouTube. Like, it's so fun hearing these little kids that have never done YouTube or anything like that, and they're like, "Hey, this is the new thing. It's cool." It's like, it's new to you, man, but this has been something people have been doing forever, and I love that the two of us have, like, we've already done this somewhere else, and now we're doing it here
Heck yeah.
with this situation. It's the best. But I think, to the point of what Mama Bear was saying right now, like, as we're all building up these new things, I think one of the biggest things people miss out on is, sure, you can ride something to the top, but if anywhere along that journey, that there's going to be a huge unlock for you personally. Like, if you're a content creator and you've been making stuff on your phone forever, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, I really need to up level. I know I can bet on me because I can count on myself to put in the work and to do the thing to up level that, to make that a multiplier for, for taking a profit. You're not just taking a profit, but then you're going to multiply that because you're the, you're the thing that you're multiplying it against. And I just get excited when I see content creators that are either wanting to get started and there's a big block and they remove that, or people who are already doing something and they're kind of like stuck at a certain level and they're battling time, and then they buy themselves something that eliminates that bottleneck. That to me is amazing. That's the multiplier, and I always think that's worth it if you can either keep chasing something going up, or you can just have a guaranteed multiplier. Like shit, do the multiplier, you'll get back to the other thing and watch it grow later. And
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I love that. Hey, I think that's it. We've now said this. I think a couple different ways, a couple times so far in the space today, and I know we've got probably a couple minutes left. I don't know if we're going to run it long today or not. But something I do want to start doing is, and I've talked to some of my buddies about this, Chris. You may have been on the call yesterday when we talked about this or not, but really do a lot of call to actions, and again, really like with this media company that we're starting, it's really to engage the community, and it's the community's voice. So I am asking everybody to send me and if you are comfortable just doing your voice, if you want to send me an audio file, you can do that. We'll throw some some other footage over the top of it and whatnot. But tell me something about why, like, it's worth investing in yourself, the importance of investing in yourself. You're important. Like you need to do that kind of stuff, and why Web3 provides that opportunity for you. So if you can, in a one sentence, 2 cents, whatever, 15 20 seconds, zap me a clip today. I would love to have that by the end of the day today. And then tomorrow we'll start working on chopping some of that stuff up and creating some content again about the positivity and why the community is here, why we are excited to be here, even in a down market. Because that's what everybody thinks, is that crypto is bad. Crypto is a scam. Look at all this bad shit happening. No, again, that's a couple centralized entities that had too much power and way too greedy. They do not speak for all of us. They do not. They're not even a part of us. We don't accept them. And so if we can start creating this content that is nothing but positive messages coming from the people, hopefully that helps bring some more people in. Now, something Bark said yesterday really kind of resonated with me. And we talk about a lot of different things in this industry, and sometimes the words we choose to use really aren't accepted well from the other part of the world, the Web2 world. And so by onboarding, she said she doesn't like using that term. She likes inviting people, and hopefully we can start to invite people into our Web3 journey for them, for us, and for them to be on their own journey, and that they hopefully accept it. And so I think creating these positive messages from people inside our community, that's how we onboard or invite people into what we're doing, and show them like, hey, listen, like, what you're reading on the news or what you're seeing on TV, that's not the way it is, man. It's like, come check out a space. Like, the community is here. We accept each other. We think as a community. We talk, we come up with solutions, and we move forward and stuff like that. Like, so I think that's really important. So if you guys can shoot me a short video clip today, and we'll get something rolling on that. I appreciate you.
So I don't know if Marks was talking about this yesterday or not. I only got to listen to a couple of minutes because phone call came in. My mom was talking to me, and I was like, dude, I'm listening to Jason. Like, I'm listening. And she got in my way, but it was good. I love talking to my mother and my father. I love it. But one of them was, my niece was listening, and so she was like, yeah, have you gotten your phrase down for dumb it down? And I was like, yeah, put in its simplest form, put in its simplest term. Give me the absolute minimum explanation for universal application for all peoples across all knowledge bases. I said simplest terms, simplest form, because I'm sure you might have heard me say it once or twice before. I try not to, beat the dead horse, but I was in a space and we were all talking. There was like, I don't know, probably 100 people in there. And we were on the speaker panel, and I was still early to a lot of this stuff. But the guy came in and he was talking to another dude, and they said something. And he goes, "Dude, well, what do you know, man? Do you speak this language? Do you know this program? Do you know these things? Like, what do you know?" And they were broing it up, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like I get that. That's cool, right?" So I said something, and I was like, "Well, is that?" I asked for clarification. Is that A or is that B? And immediately his tone completely changed and went to, "Well, let me dumb it down for you so you like understand what's being said." And I'm like, wait, I was so angry. I'm like, no, dude, don't dumb anything down for me. Just because this verbiage is new to me doesn't mean I'm new to all of this. And it doesn't mean that I can't understand this complex issue. And I don't, I'm not a man hater in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a pro woman just because she's a woman either. But there has to be a universal um, appreciation for, what do you understand? Like, do you understand how brakes work? A clutch, a stick shift. Like, let's talk about that. Apply it to something that we all understand in its simplest terms. Don't insult people in the space, because if English is not, especially as we talk to people from other countries, and I feel like I'm on a rant. I apologize, Jay
No,
Chains.
no, please. I love it. You're allowed to rant
As
whenever you
we're
want, Mama Bear. Come on.
Thanks. Well, this is the deal, right? When we talk to people from other countries, English is generally their third or fourth language, sometimes fifth, right? So we're talking about these technical things, or we're talking about something that would not be taught in school because it is our vernacular, it is our slang, it's our everything, stuff. We have a general understanding of what we're actually saying, but we are taking a shortcut where culturally they don't have that. Culturally, they don't use that type of jargon. And so they're not accustomed to it. So for us to say we're going to dumb something down, and we have just insulted someone who speaks 4 or 5 plus languages at a very highly technical level, and we don't realize the massive insult that we have just levied against them. And it hurts my heart because we are the one that have the larger bridge, because we don't understand their culture. We don't understand the fact that, yeah, their English may be a little bit broken at times, or maybe completely broken, but this is their fifth or sixth language. We have to be gracious because we are the masters of the English language. Even at that, I still get it all wrong. And I wish that with the onboarding, I absolutely detest that phrase myself. I believe that we need to make Web3 accessible for everybody. We need to make it easy for everybody, not onboard them. Like, I'm not being hired.
Yeah.
I'm not signing my life away as a
Yes.
career. I didn't join the FBI, right?
I love that.
So it's kind of that term of, let's find a phrase that's universal, that says, get it in its simplest terms for all peoples, so that it's easiest for everybody, and try to bro it up. I get called bro all the time. I'm not mad. I don't care. I'm like, bro, what up, man? I love being a bro. That means I'm accepted. I'm one of the clan, just like I am. That's so cool. There's like, I have the stamp of approval. I got broed.
I
But
love
to
that.
say, but to say that, dumb it down for you, babe.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
And them's fighting words.
Yeah, that's fighting all day, all day. You're gonna get my bear. You're gonna get the bear, and that's why I named myself Mama Bear, because when it comes out, it's not nice. But
Nope.
anyway, I'm done.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you. Web3 Caesar, you were popping in to say something?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, for me, English was my third language. I speak 4 languages and learned the 5th language. And sometimes I feel insulted too if somebody says, like, I have to dump it down for you. I mean, there's better ways to say it. And to communicate in a simple manner is actually like a pretty useful skill, even in your native language, because there's many not that educated people, even in America, where like they didn't go to university, maybe they didn't even do their high school, and we want to onboard those people too, because they're actually like, it's not small numbers, you know. There are many people even in America that are not used to all the terms that people use, especially in a tech space like crypto, you know.
Mhm.
So I feel like we should try to explain stuff in the most simple way that we can find without insulting people.
What did people like when I was probably too young, and I mean, I know that I used it when the internet came out, like commercially for people, but I don't think I cared like about anything like there was no what's the internet? It's just like, oh, you just pop in the AOL disk and then you can chat with people, or you can I don't, what did people say? Like, how did it go back then when people were like, hey, we're gonna bring you in, hey, we're gonna onboard you to the internet? Is that what people said?
No, there wasn't anything like that. It literally was, uh, so you have a new computer? Cool. Yeah. All right. So have you figured out how to get on the internet yet? And they're like, no. No joke. Hey, if you want, I can come over tomorrow after dinner before bedtime and I can walk you through the steps because it's a lot. Like I'm old enough to remember, getting the first computer at home, old enough to remember getting, dial up the first couple of times.
Mhm.
And if you don't have someone physically walking you through it, there was no tutorial, there was no Google, there was no AOL, there was nothing, right? This is earliest days. We literally, just like this Twitter space, someone was like, hey dude, okay, so what screen are you on? Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. And you had to like listen through the 45 minutes of them explaining everything that's on that page. And then you go, okay, so I'm not exactly sure what you're looking at, but it should look like this. And then and it took forever. It was mind-numbingly slow. And so you repeated these same basic steps, ad nauseum, like just continuously until finally someone was like, oh, oh, I have to tab down and then hit enter. Oh, okay, okay. So the next time they call with a problem, you're like, when you were over here last time and you told me this, I was able to see what you were doing and it made so much. I was able to, and I found it. So this we are in that. Come on over and have coffee and show me how to use my computer. That's what we're doing in Twitter Spaces with crypto and
Mhm.
NFTs.
I
That's
love it.
what we're doing right now. And so we have to go back to not this. We have to get rid of our pious, I know all the things. We have to go back to, dude, like, I get it. It was so bad the first time. I get it. I remember. And we have to be gracious about it. Like, so totally. Like, Cashbroke knows. Like, I have asked him to help with all kinds of stuff. And he's like, Mama Bear, I'll help you. It's bad, learning a new trick is not easy, especially when like me, there's a generation gap between Cashbroke and I. We're 20 years apart. I mean, think about how much life differences there is between us.
And
That's a lot,
especially in the tech world too.
especially in the tech world. And I am learning as fast and as hard as I can. And some of this stuff, right? I'm remembering that, whoa, that waiting on the dial up, the signal fails, or your mom picks up the phone and you're screwed, right? That happens.
And it was fucking expensive too.
Oh,
I
good
spent
Lord, have
so much
mercy.
money back then in the internet. It's like 2 hours in Germany, you paid like 100 euros.
Oh my
It was
gosh. I was in Marks, right? Web3 Caesar. I lived in Kaiserslautern, and this was before the telecom was deregulated. And talk about expensive. It was like $10 a minute to call the States. So we didn't call very much.
yeah, it's crazy. A crazy time back then.
Totally. Yeah. Like you and I, we've been there.
Yeah, you could scam that system so easily though. Here, you would just go get like a stack of AOL discs, and if your time ran out, you just popped in a new disc, and that's it, man. You didn't pay for shit. I don't think. I don't remember. Like, I just remember literally having a stack of discs and those AOL CDs in my room, and you just popped in a new one when you ran out of minutes.
Dude, just to use the phone to make a local phone call was like 30 to 45 cents for like a 2 or 3 minute phone call. and I had this little meter box on the phone line that you would click the button and you could make outgoing calls, or you could click the button, click the lock on it and you could make international calls, or you could click it and you could just get ingoing calls. So if you were sitting there by it and it was not digital, so you could hear the mechanism, and each kachuk was 30 to 45 minutes, 30 to 45 cents for a local call. On an international call, no joke, it would just click. And so there was no, and the internet was the same way. So it until it got deregulated, there was really no spending time trying to dial up, because that 2-second email that you sent could actually cost you $45. It was ridiculous. It's crazy. People are like, there's no way. I'm like, yeah, there is. There's lots of way.
Yeah, but it's the same in Web3 right now. If you look into other countries, and for example, I was recently in Philippines, and there they earn $10 as a minimum wage per day, not per hour, like per day. And if they want to try out DeFi farming, for example, liquidity farming, like where you take two different coins, you pull it together, and you make a farm in a decentralized protocol, and then you earn a little bit of money from it. Just to pool together the money, you take maybe 2 or 3 complete days of payment just for the gas fees. And if you never tried that before, and if it's your first time and you just want to try it out, that's very, very expensive for those people to try it. And any help on the educational side, when we invite people into Web3 and we tell them, okay, it's don't put your money all into FTX, put it in your own wallet, maybe use MetaMask or something, and here you can do something in DeFi and keep your own keys. Then we also maybe should mention, okay, for the first time, you can try it out on a test net. It's completely for free. It's only with money that doesn't cost anything. You can try it out, and then you see how it works, and afterwards you can try it with real money.
Speaking of MetaMask, let me ask you guys a question. And I got this pulled up. So if you happen to be watching the YouTube video, you'll see I got this article pulled up. But this is from yesterday afternoon. PayPal launches integration with the MetaMask Web3 wallet for Ethereum transactions. Do you think that's let me ask you guys a question. Is that kind of a shady little thing that they're sliding in there? Obviously, there was that big issue with MetaMask with the IP address, and then PayPal, there was that big issue with something with their terms and conditions, where they were like, showing transactions to people. Obviously, anything over $600 now gets reported to the IRS, stuff like that. Do you think this is their way to slime ball into what's happening behind the scenes? Is now they've got PayPal integrated with MetaMask, and now they've got access to every transaction that's happening?
Totally.
100%. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I hate PayPal. They do not.
It's actually a nice point to
for sure.
What was that, Chris?
They're hardcore. I was just saying, I wouldn't want to support any move PayPal did, even their own power users. Like you have, dude, like PayPal can rug pull you if you're at all reliant on them for anything. A few years ago, I was running online courses, digital like products. I was selling online like e-commerce stuff, physical products, service, all these different things, and I was using PayPal to invoice customers for all of it. And I remember I got a big fat order one time, and I'd been on PayPal for 10 years or something like that, and literally without warning, they just froze an account that had $7,000 that I just got. And I hit them up, and they just said, yeah, well, we see too many different types of activity on your account, and so we think it's suspicious. So we're freezing it, and you can call us back in 180 days and see, but we're probably not going to release that money.
What?
And I was like, how is this? Like, did you guys just straight jack me?
That's that's gangster shit.
It is gang, and I had no recourse, and they were like mean on the phone about it for the first time ever after they just ganked my $7,000. But what they didn't know is there was a rule that we had set up in that account where it automatically deposited to my bank, and so they froze out my access. But that rule was already in place, so it ended up giving me the money against them. Like they didn't want me to be able to get it, but I'm just like, bro, how does that work? And then how does that work if they have anything to do with this space? Because they've been stealing from their cash customers for years. So you know what I mean? I'm just like, up with hope, down with PayPal.
Yeah, if it looks and smells like shit, let me tell you something. It probably is going to be a pile of shit.
Straight. Even if it's shiny and chocolatey and golden and sparkly, it doesn't matter. It's still poop. It's
Still that
gross.
is that doo-doo, baby. Oh man, yeah.
Right there.
That's it. So I honestly don't use MetaMask. It's been a while. I've said this before. I do a lot of my crypto and blockchain stuff on my mobile phone. It's just who I am. I like the sake of ease. I do stuff on the computer, but I make sure that it's all connected to a wallet connect anyway. But so for me, Trust Wallet, that's the wallet that I use. I am actually starting a partnership with Ballet Wallet. The cold wallet solution. So more to come on that. I'm going to be doing like some unboxing pretty soon, and really kind of making sure that people have a hardware cold storage solution for their crypto and NFTs. So more to come on that. But I appreciate everybody joining me today. We've done the last couple days. We went super long. So I think today I'm probably going to shut this one down now, unless anybody's got any final words. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
When brand baby chains? That's all I want to know.
Did you see that? She grabbed those chains off my nightstand this morning, and she's
awesome.
so stinking cute. I tell you, she was laughing. She's doing like this ha 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 laugh now. Like she is so cute. But that was funny.
I love it.
I love it. I appreciate everybody for joining us. Make sure you come back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern for some more Web3 Breakfast Bites. I did an interview or an AMA last night with Seekers of the Eternal. I see Pale Horse in the crowd today. What's up, Chris? And so that I had to chop that AMA up a little bit just because how I recorded it on StreamYards. They're only going to allow me to upload an hour of content. So I chopped it down to like 45 minutes. I'm going to release that, I think, at some point this afternoon on my YouTube channel. So if you do want to check that out, that is jchains.live. You can find that there. But have yourself a great rest of your day. Do something cool. And don't forget, send me a video, please, 15-20 seconds about why you're worth investing in, because we as people here in Web3 need to spread the message of not only are we worth investing in, but maybe it'll help someone realize that they are worth investing in. So have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.